Hi everyone, welcome back to Yoke's YouTube channel and where we simplify your Canadian immigration for you. And today we're breaking down something very important that every applicant should know. R10 Completeness Check. So what exactly is this R10 check? So I'm Liz Mathew, the regulated Canadian immigration consultant. Thanks for tuning in, and we are here to help you out with any kind of your Canadian immigration needs. So R10, what it refers to is basically the Regulation 10 of the Immigration and Refugee Protections Regulation. That's what it stands for. And this is the very first stage of IRCC. That's what they do when you submit your application, whether that's your express entry application or a work permit application or permanent residency application. This is the first initial step that the officer does. They check for completeness of your application as per the Regulation 10 of the Immigration and Refugee Protection Regulations. And what IRCC really look at this stage is they basically look for at the substance of your case. They are checking whether your application is complete. And here's what they look at. They basically look at your all required forms. Are they properly filled and signed? And the correct fees has been paid. And also mandatory documents, have they been uploaded? And things like your passport, digital photos, your language test, your educational credential assessments for foreign education in most cases, and police certificates or your work reference letters, your proof of funds, medicals, and that documents are legible and are they valid. For example, your passport is not expired. They do a quick check at this point, and basically they're checking if your file is ready to be processed to move to the next stage. And your file having issues at this initial stage is a red flag. So they would basically send you a note letting you know that you are missing such and such documents or so and so things are not signed. They will inform you after this stage. And why it really matters. If your application is incomplete at the initial stage, IRCC returns it without processing. As I mentioned earlier, processing is the next step after your completeness check has been done and IRCC is fine with it. They just move right away into processing. So they just return everything to you without processing, and your application fees may be refunded as well at that point. But the main thing is you lose time, which can be critical if you are working with deadlines like an invitation to apply validity window. You have crossed it, you have submitted your application, and there you go. They send your application back to you. Guess what? You have already passed that deadline. So it's really important to make sure your documents and applications are prompt and they have all the documents, forms, everything that is required, because you do not want that to happen where you've crossed the deadline and you can't submit your documents anymore. And to avoid these problems at the initial stage, which is the R10, what you can basically do is you can carefully follow the document checklist in your portal, upload clear scan documents and complete documents, double check that everything is signed and fees are paid better before you hit the submit button. So that's what R10 Completeness Check is all about, and which is the initial step that decides if your application can even move forward to the next step, which is processing. And don't let small mistakes delay your Canadian immigration journey. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and please do subscribe. And we are here to help you out with your Canadian immigration needs. See you all in the next video.